Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and I'm back with you today to do Rachel's weekly challenge, week 13. So welcome back, welcome to my channel, and to this week she's been making fun belly bands, is what she's calling them. So I've just got some ready here. I'm using book page cut to the size that I want. There's a piece of junk journal there. I keep saying that. Junk mail. I keep calling it junk journal. It's junk mail. Just cut to the size that I thought would work for a belly band. And I've also got a couple done so I could do belly bands across the page rather than down the page. So I thought I'd do a couple that way as well. So I've got my timer ready to go. Oops. Have it. Come on, turn yourself the right way up. That's it. So if I just get started and then we'll see how we go. I don't know what it is when the timer goes on, but panic sort of, not panic, but you start to get a little bit anxious. I don't know what that is. All right, so I think I'm going to start with this one. So let's put these ones to the side. And it is really a case of just sticking on bits of paper, isn't it, really? So it shouldn't be too big a deal. I didn't manage to do last week's challenge because I was having to take a few days break, and also it was something that looked quite a fiddly thing to make, and I just thought I might not get on very well with it, so I just didn't even attempt it. So I've got my box of little tiny scraps here, so I thought I'll try and get through some of those because they keep building up and I never seem to use them. So I'm going to start with this piece of, I don't know what it is, looks like a bit of French dictionary. So let's start with that. There we go. I think once you get started, everything seems to calm down. It's always a little bit anxious just doing one. Just the word challenge, it just kind of makes you feel like you're under more pressure than normal. Don't know why, it's stupid really. Anyway, let's just get crafting, and that's what it's all about. So I've just got some bits of music paper here. So it's been quite an interesting few days. Yesterday it was the wedding of my young friend who I've been making the wedding journal for. She actually had her wedding yesterday, and because of the rules and restrictions she was only allowed 6 people at the wedding, and I think that's including her and her husband to be. So it was all done over Zoom. It was all, we were sent invitations and a link, and I was invited to attend over Zoom. So that's what I did. It was just an hour. Sat on my sofa with my laptop, and yeah, it was a shame because they'd got it all planned that they were going to stream the actual ceremony, and that would be followed by a sort of reading and some singing and stuff. And I think the whole thing was going to be about an hour. And that was the plan, but they had some technical issues, quite serious technical issues, I think, and they couldn't stream the wedding. They couldn't really show the wedding at all, which was a real shame. So, I mean, at the end, so they had to reverse all the order of everything, and we had the talk at the beginning. And then somebody had filmed it on their camera, and that's what we actually saw. So we did see them get married, but it wasn't the best quality. You couldn't really hear very much. You couldn't hear the celebrant, and you couldn't really hear their responses. You could see what was happening, and you could see them, but not much else. It was a bit of a shame. I do feel sorry for them. The happiest day of their lives, and it wasn't quite as I'm sure they would have liked. I know Abby has got quite a big family, and none of them were there except for her parents, so I thought that was really quite sad. I was surprised in a way that they did it when they did, so they couldn't have anybody there really. but I imagine they were keen to get started on their new lives together, so I think I'm using far too small pieces. So I'm going to tear this piece off that's a bit bigger. Get some more coverage on this thing. Yeah, so that was it. But she's married now. She did message me a couple of days ago to say she'd received my parcel, and was very excited to open it. But I suspect they were waiting till after the wedding, and then they'll go through all their gifts. When they were, they haven't got all the pressures of what was going on around them, so they would be able to enjoy it a bit more. I'm going to put that piece on. I'm just plonking, not thinking, trying not to anyway. So I'm doing what she did. I'm doing it over the sides, making it wider, so that the idea is you then trim it down and see how it looks when it's all trimmed. So now I've got this base on, I want to just put a few colourful pieces on. So I'm going to put that piece on. I haven't actually picked out some things to use as focal points. I may have to go diving and get my box of birds and butterflies and things, so I can just and flowers, but I might have to do that afterwards. At the moment I'm just doing some bases, I think. I don't want just strips, I want a decent sized piece of what I've got in here. About that piece. I'm not sure how this is all going to turn out. I do want to also put on a little bit of lace, I think. And some bits of doily. I'll put a bit of doily on there, I think. Yeah, so now that over here we're just beginning to ease up on our lockdown, and we're now allowed to meet in groups of up to 6 outside or in a garden. So maybe at some point soon I'll be able to meet up with Abby and perhaps have a little drink with her or a bite to eat, and she can tell me all about it. Last time I saw her, she wasn't even with the young man that she's now married to. I need something down here, obviously. What's this? I don't know how this got in here. It's a bit of fabric. It's not looking too coordinated at the moment. I think I need to get a flower or something. I'm just going to have to go and grab my boxes. Right, I have 3 boxes: flowers, birds and butterflies. So I'm feeling flowers for this one, something longish. That would work quite well, wouldn't it? I have got quite a few of them cut out, but I want this one so it's not. So I think this one will hopefully go. I have to do a Rachel whizzy fussy cut, I think. So I'm not being too particular about getting right up to the edges, because it's got a slightly got a bit of a background, so it's not completely white behind the flower anyway, so it's not too bad. I don't know if I want all the greenery. Let's have a look. Right, let's see. I might just finish that off there, I think, along that side. I'll just put that there. Right, and the other sort of exciting thing has happened this weekend. So I had my second COVID jab, which came as a nice surprise because it had only been 8 weeks since I had my first one. So I got a text from my surgery. So book your appointment now, so I did, and off I went. So obviously you have to give it, well, they say up to 3 weeks for it to be fully protected, but I'm already feeling more protected than a little bit more protected than I did. And the difference is this time, the first time I had the jab, I had 24 hours of feeling really, really tired and a little bit cold. I just wanted to wrap up in a blanket and sit on the sofa, but that was all. This time I haven't had that at all, but I have got the sore arm, which I didn't get the first time. It just feels a little bit bruised, so I don't know why that's a different reaction to the first time. I'm just having a look in my box of bits of lace. I like these little bits. Yeah, so that was unexpected to get that kind of different reaction. I don't know whether that's common to get a different reaction the second time. I just want to cover up that tone that flower down a bit. I've decided it doesn't really go with the rest, so I might just put a bit of lace there. I think these are going to probably have to be sewn afterwards. Just put a fair bit of glue on just to make sure it stays in place. So I'm just toning that down, and then that's that one done. And let's get the next one out. I've got a piece of my lacy digits there, so I'm just going to use a bit of that. I'm sure I won't get as many done as Rachel did, but I'll see how I get on. So I think my first one I was putting too many pieces on, too many small pieces. I need to go bigger. Oh, I know what she did. She also did all her gluing on the actual belly band first, so she only had to do minimal gluing on the pieces of paper, didn't she? Yes, it's coming back to me now. So put that on there, and what else have I got? Whoop. Bit of music. So most of that will be cut off. And what else have I got? And some nice pieces to put on top. I've got some really too many tiny pieces. I need some bigger pieces. Here we are, a bit more at the bottom here. I like this piece of blue. Nice bit of blue there. And that's got a little bit of blue in it. Just take that off. Put that bit of doily there, I think. And then, what should we have here? Maybe another flower. It's quite pretty with the blue. Bit of yellow. Oh, and there's this pink one is quite nice. I think I like that more. Put that down a little bit. Why not? Oop. Try not to tear it as I'm gluing because it's got quite a thin stem. Now I do want to put a little bit of lace on as well. This bit has jumped out of the box. See if that will. I'll put that there, just because it's there. Don't know which side I've glued now. I think I've got glue on both sides. Stick, stick, stick. When that's all dry, I'll just run probably a little zigzag down the middle or something. Okay, I think that could be done. Because what I'll probably end up doing is possibly putting bits of lace down the sides. Because that's what I quite like to do on a belly band. So that's that one. Let's just push this lot to one side for a minute. Right, where my base is gone. Oh, they're hiding under the pile. Yeah. Right, I'm going to try just doing one of these. No, I like this. Yeah, it's got to just put the glue on all over. Yep. Put a little bit of page just along that edge. This page is getting very gluey now. Oh, yes. Yep. A little bit of antique letter. So I'm really just grabbing whatever just next to me. Another little piece there. I think this one would like a little butterfly. I might also see if I can find a little bit of fabric just to cheer things up a little bit. Right, nice little bit of fabric across there would be good. If I can find something that will work. Got my another little box with tiny pieces in. So I don't know what I can find that will go. Lots of bits of cheesecloth. What can I find that I like? Got some of that. Bit of yellow. Lots of purple. I wanted something bluish. Just a very small piece of blue. I think some of these pieces are so tiny they're almost not worth using. A little bit of, oh yeah, might use a bit of that. Oh well, let's see. Whoop, stuck to the board. Just give it a quick wipe. Don't want too much glue on here. Quite like that. So I'm just going to put that there. And I would like a butterfly. Not too big and not too small. No, got too many to choose from. I quite like that. Is it too blendy? That's an option. Or do I go for complete contrast? That's a big one. That's probably too big. Colour's quite nice on there. If I've got something similar colours, I'm going to use up all my time now just choosing a butterfly. No. I like that, it's just a bit too big. And this one is probably too small. Oh, make a decision, woman. I don't really want to cut. I'm worried I'm going to be cutting bits off when I trim it down. So I think I'll go with that one. Or should I go with that one? Maybe that one, because this one's a bit too blendy. I think that's probably the only one that will. Oh, I don't know. What's this? One more try. Like that one. That's what I'm going for. I need to find get a cleaner piece of paper. There we go. Right, let's stick that on. And it needs a little something here. And so let's have a look in my little box of yummies. Something small. Just a little something in there. No, I don't really want that. I don't think that's quite what I'm after. Oh, I'm going to stick that there. This is definitely a different way for me to craft. I'm not normally quite so just grab things and stick and plonk. I like to work things out and plan a little bit, and this is definitely not planned at all. So I think you could say I'm a bit out of my comfort zone, not completely, but somewhat out of my comfort zone working like this. Right, next one. I'll do another long one. Right, so the first thing to do is cover it in glue. And then we start sticking things on. Okay, well, this keeps jumping out, so I think I'll use that as a top note perhaps. Let's go for another piece of, not that one. Let's go for a different colour. A bit of coffee dyed. I think it's coffee dyed. Using up some of my avocado dyed paper scraps. And where else can I find another piece of this? I think this just came out of an old book. Clapham and Balham Adult Education Institute, apparently. Not sure what this came out of, but it's got that nice creamy look to it, so I don't think I need it quite as big as that though. side up. And let's go into some other papers. Let's expand the search a little. These are some scraps from Rachel's papers. Make a nice background. Which I don't want that bit, that's a bit too yellow for this particular one. Bit of that, and let's have a little bit of book page. I've got any book page in here? Yep, I haven't got anything big enough though. Delve deeper. Yep, that'll do. It's far too big now, isn't it? I can't even tear it. Oh, I'll have to cut it off. Oh well, that's a real that's a funny looking piece, isn't it? Yep. Okay, let's just put a bit of this on. What else we got? A bit of that. And I think I might put a little bit of, I've got quite a few purpley coloured bits of fabric, so I might put a bit of that on too. Stick that down a bit more. Right, what have I got here? That's a bit of felt, double felt. Now when I was looking for a bluey bit, couldn't find it. No, that's the wrong colour, and that's just too thin, I think. It's got lots of sort of little narrow strips. They don't quite work for me on this. Ooh, that piece of lace might do the job. What else we got? Dig deep. Dig deep. Some of these things are just too tiny. About that bit. Let's see. I'm just going to put a few little pieces on. That's a little bit of lacy trim going up there. It's not really going to hold. It's going to need the sewing. Might even have to put some Fabri-Tac on that. And a piece down here. This is so random, it's getting it's getting a bit crazy. I think this is too long anyway. Cut that off. So I end up with all these little tiny pieces, isn't it? Just cutting stuff off randomly. Yeah, this isn't the sort of glue I think that will hold this for long. This thick stuff. But it might just do it for temporarily. Right, that's that one. Okay, I'll do one more and then we'll trim them down. use this again. Piece there. So I think I'm slightly going for the yellower tones on this one. So that last one hasn't really got a proper focal point on. I have to go back and add something to that. That piece. Okay, and then I've got this piece at the bottom. Alright. Now we need to just add a few little touches. I really like to put some of this on. The whole piece? No. Bit too big. A little bit further, make sure I don't lose it when I trim, or not too much of it. I think I'd like, oh I could, oh that's a whopper, go nice but it's too big. Quite a few largish butterflies that are all going to get their wings clipped when it's trimmed down. I've got a little yellow one here. Maybe that would work if I can put a flower down below. Oh, and I've got this one, haven't I looked at before. See if I've got any cut out that would work anymore. Nope. I've got that one. Is that actually going to show on there? Let's have a look. I think that one actually stands out a little bit better. Don't know why. Move my butterfly up a little bit, I think. I just need to try and take out, how am I doing? 5 minutes. If I don't get move on, I won't have time to trim them, will I? I'm going to cut this bit out the middle. Right, let's quickly glue that on. Oh, upside down. Yep. Woo! It's because I'm hurrying now. I don't suppose it will stay there for too long, but long enough for it to be sewn on. Okay, let's quickly do some trimming up of these. This one is going to need a focal point. Can't see where the end is. There it is. So Rachel liked to leave them unrevealed until she'd finished trimming. So let's do that. So we don't know what we're going to get till we've trimmed all the excess off. I seem to have got a lot of excess on mine. Two. So it looks like I've managed to make 5, which is quite good. Quite happy with that. And I dare say there'll be a bit more finishing to do. There'll probably be more things to add. Bits of lace down the sides and things when I actually come to use them. And trim that off. And this one. Bits off the front. Oh, going to the wire. And within the last minute, I think I might just do it. There. With seconds to spare. Whoa. Right, let's get rid of all this rubbish. And then we can do a little reveal. There it goes. There. Right. Woohoo. So, these are the ones we got done. I don't really know what they're going to look like when I turn them over. So there's the last one I did, which I quite like. That's got that nice spring feeling about it. It's got quite that sort of yellow glow, quite like that. This one, yeah, it looks all right. That might need a little bit extra at the bottom there somewhere. And another one with a flower on it and a bit of lace. I'll just trim that odd bit off there. There's that one. I didn't trim that off quite right there. So it's my sideways belly band. So that looks all right. And this one I'm not so happy with. I think it's a bit too random. It needs a focal point. It clearly needs a focal point. So that one's not sure that would be considered finished, really, because it just needs something else. So I'm just going to try and find something to go on this one. So we'll say these ones are okay. These ones are done. I think I'd like to find something to go on here. Maybe it needs a bird, as we've done flowers and butterflies. I think what's bothering me, I don't think I like this. I think that's the problem, part of the problem. Now I'm going to put something on there. Right. A whole loads of birds in here. I need some fussy cut birds rather than bird cards. Let's just take a few out. No, he's too big. Of course, I like him, but he's possibly a bit big still. I need something tall and thin, don't I, really? It's not easy in the bird front. But we'll have a go, we'll have a look. You can always find a long flower, I guess, to go in there if all else fails. I just quite fancy something else. Oh dear, he's lost his head, or top of his head. Nope. Got so many birds in here now. It's hard to actually find what I want. Let's snap. He's a bit too big as well. It's that kind of thing. I just want one that's perhaps not so well fed. I need one that's a little bit slimmer. So he fits on there. Oh, what about this? What about this fella? He might work. Well, he's going to lose his beak, isn't he? I think it's going to be a bit of a tricky one to find a bird that fits and doesn't lose half its face. Unless I can kind of put him like that, but then he looks a bit odd. Let's see. He's looking up. Maybe he would work. Colours don't work though, do they? Oh dear, I think we're going to have to resort to a flower, otherwise I'll be here for far too long. No, The thing is with these tall things, to fit it on you need something fairly small, and then it looks a bit lopsided size-wise. I think I need something that's just going to take up the whole space. So I'm going to have to look at my flowers. No, not there. Where'd my flower box go? Oh, there it is. Nope. Good thing I'm not in the challenge time now, isn't it? Take up half the 45 minutes just choosing something to finish this page off. Oh, the page, this belly band. Ugh. Maybe I'll just cut that out and see if that is at all possible on there. Right. That bit of... Okay, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to cover this up with something because I don't like it. Just somehow not working for me. Like that there. I like that flower there, and I'm going to put a bit of, I think I'd like a bit of lace or something to just, oh, that piece of that, just to tone down that very bright piece of fabric that I just plonked on and now I don't like. The other scissors. A little bit of lace off the edge of a tissue of a hanky. That's quite pretty. I might just put that there. And it just tones down these colours somewhat. Okay, stick that and I'll stick that, and then I'll just trim the sides. That looks like it needs gluing down a bit more, and then we'll call it done. Alright, I'm happy with that. It just didn't, wasn't quite working before. It looks better now, I think, in my mind. Right, so let's just lay them out. So I would say I got 4.5 done in the time, which for me is not bad going. 1, 2. So I'm only counting this as a half. It was half finished because it wasn't really finished to my dissatisfaction. It wasn't finished. I'm happier with it now. And so I've got those 4. I think they look quite pretty. And then this belly band going the other way. Oh, let's clear the deck so you can see them properly. There we go. Okay, thank you very much for joining me for this challenge. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.